You know, at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpio, that something is going to be on your mind full on. What is going to be on your mind is so important for you to take this on. It's not only about this week as such, it's actually what was happening prior this week. Because I'm talking about the week in between the 21st and the 27th of November 2022. Within the few days before the 21st of November, something was going on, or something is going on, and something is happening. You know, something was happening and something is happening right now. Okay, this is very important for you to understand. So even before the 21st of November, you are gonna feel so inspired by something. You're gonna see something, you're gonna come across something, and this is gonna inspire you so much in such a way where you're gonna become extremely ambitious, but also extremely confident about your success. And that in itself, this inspiration, this what you were inspired by, you know, it's, as I said, it's going to happen a few days before the actual 21st, and you're going to feel so strongly about it. But then at the same time, you are just going to kind of think that it's not the right time, and there are so many things that it's not the right time for you to take this on, for you to do this right now, and something else is actually going to take place and happen, which is going to kind of steal your attention from that, which is going to distract you just a little bit, something on a personal level, which is, as I said, going to distract you just a little bit. So now, going on the actual 21st of November and onwards, this is like when you're literally going to get up in the morning, and this is going to be on your mind yet again. You're going to become extremely confident about doing something, because you will know if you do that particular thing that is going to be on your mind. I hope I'm not too confusing. You know, if you're going to be so inspired, and you will know if you do this, you will just know, my gorgeous Scorpione, because you're ridiculously deep and intuitive. You will be able to use that energy again to your advantage. So this is going to be on your mind quite a lot. What exactly do you need to do in terms of the actual ambitions? Is something that makes you feel extremely ambitious, but also you are gonna feel this confidence completely out of the blue that you are gonna be ridiculously successful if you actually do this. What you're gonna feel extremely ambitious about, it's also going to make you like really successful about that particular path, and this is going to reflect on so many other things when it comes to your life, and you will see what I mean. Okay, because this is going to be directly connected to actually you doing something quite interesting, not only when it comes to your ambitions, not only when it comes to you being so confident about the certain success. You will know what am I talking about, okay? But there is so much more to it. There is some kind of like on an emotional level, there are things that are going to start changing, because this in itself, it's also this stage, this period of your life, you taking this on, you understanding that this is something that I need to kind of do because it's making me feel so good. On one hand, it's connected to your soul purpose, to your spiritual purpose, but on another hand, it's going to reflect on so many other things as well. Because in terms of like a love and emotions, this stage, this what you're doing right now, it's to do with the like kind of ambitions and you feeling confident about, but on a spiritual level and emotional level, this stage is also bringing you someone very special, very amazing, very unusual, and very significant in your life. The certain person is about to walk into your life who is going to make a major impact on a spiritual level. This is going to be like a big mama indeed, much needed in your life. There is so much inspiration that is going to come from that person later on. You know, we do kind of like learn from every single person and every single situation in our lives, and we learn from certain people more, we learn from certain people less, but every now and then there is someone very special that walks into our lives who helps us to understand the specific parts of ourselves, which on another hand helps us to reflect in different ways with things that are making us feel dark. You know, we just kind of like a change this vibration, and these things are like kind of, we find them challenging in a good way instead of like a thinking negatively. So it's someone who's going to make you feel so happy. It's about to walk into into your life, but it's also going to be someone who is going to help you understand certain things on your spiritual journey, like a really, really deep things I'm talking about. And that specific person that is actually about to walk in your life as well after that moment in time, it's going to kind of open your eyes towards so many possibilities, you know, and it is going to make you courageous when it comes to making kind of decisions that would normally scare you. So this is going to be quite big indeed. But going back to that, the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, especially when it comes to you feeling extremely ambitious and confident about the specific success, you know, there is always but. There is always that little bastard. There is always but. But there is still something is not going to be right. There is still something is not going to feel right. And you will not going to be able to understand, you know, what this is. You will be kind of realizing that something is still blocking you, something is still affecting you, something is still not quite right. And as I say, because you're so deep, my gorgeous Scorpione, you can drift deeper than any other signs, you know, when it comes to these energies. And that in itself makes you naturally to question things that are still not kind of making certain sense. So now you're going to realize that something is still not right. And over the next couple of days after that moment in time, you will see that you still have to accept that a certain situation came to an end. You had a tower moment, like something kind of negative and bad happened to you within the last year, and it affected you. Maybe you're not even realizing, but it's how much it actually affected you. But something affected you really badly within the 1 year. It's to do with a tower moment, a tower situation. You will completely, and for those of you who don't know the tower moment and the tower situation, it's an unfortunate situation that takes place, and it really kind of throws you out of balance. You're kind of like, oh my God, you're really surprised with what happened. It affected your balance, and it made you worry because you don't know what you're going to do after that moment in time. And this is like kind of like a negative, you know, kind of, it's to do with the negative aspects of your life. So the tower situation is the situation that blew you away. It surprised you, but after that moment in time, there is so much that started to happen like kind of negatively in your lives, and it affected you more than you could possibly imagine. And when that tower situation happened within within the last year, my gorgeous Scorpione, you were still kind of hoping that you can go back to something, but no baby, no, it's finished, it came to an end. No baby, no. So you're still hoping to go back to something. You're still hoping to kind of go back to fix something or to heal something, or you're still hoping to go somewhere like and that you are just finished with. So it's about you understanding that our situation, it wasn't only like a negative situation, but it's also showing that the specific journey in your life slowly but surely came to an end, but there is still something that you need to accept. So it's affecting your energy, it's affecting your mind, it's affecting your way of thinking. So you're not going to be able to kind of like get on with a new path in your life, with a new door that are just about to open, unless you accept this tower situation like for what it is, that it came to an end. And also it's almost like as if you were like kind of fighting yourself with this, you know, it's like it created so much of an internal conflict because you wanted to go back or bounce back to the place or to the stage or to the area or dimension of your life that came to an end. So sometimes the towers are also marking the certain stage in our lives that's slowly but surely coming to an end. It may be negative, it may be dark, it may leave a bit of a bitter taste in our mouth, but it doesn't really matter. There is something really specific that you've learned, and you will see exactly what you've learned. What you've learned is like maybe the way you deal with people and the way you talk to people, and you've learned like kind of like also who you can trust and who you cannot trust, you know, what to pay attention to. And also, you know, you're gonna realize this later on, that, you know, on one hand you were fighting yourself with yourself because you wanted to revive the certain aspect of your life that is long gone, and you just moved on, you changed. But then at the same time you were fighting fighting yourself with yourself, so you have to be honest with yourself. But then on another hand, when you're going to see later on that wasn't really good for you. You weren't yourself when it comes to that specific situation in your life. So it's just like you're going to realize later on that this was actually the best. So the bottom line is, my gorgeous Scorpione, that you are going to, when you become aware of this ambition and you're feeling so confident, and a couple of days later something is still not going to feel right, and then you're going to realize that you're going to have to accept a certain aspect of your life came to an end. And the better you do this, the sooner you do this, the better it's actually going to be. And you will see that the worst stage of your life came to an end. I'm not saying it was so horrible and awful and terrible, but I'm just saying that once you become aware of the things that you're going to feel so ambitious about and confident about in terms of your own success, you're going to get a flavor of how your life is actually going to be on one hand, and how you want your life to be on another hand. And these feelings and vibrations, it's actually absolutely impossible to ignore, and just so naturally you're going to start to drift towards it, absolutely there is no tomorrow whatsoever. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, what else I was going to say, that somebody in your life, it's going to ask you something. The specific person is going to need your help, and you really need to help that person. Please, this is really crazy. They're going to ask you something completely XYZ, some kind of advice, and then when you give them the advice, you're going to realize that they need a little bit more, that they need a bit more attention and care for some for some reason. And please try to help them, because someone it's going to come through, someone is going to come forward who's going through something really difficult. So the advice that you're going to need to give, it's going to turn into something completely different. So they will ask you something, you're going to give them the advice, but I'm talking about someone who is very special to you, who is in your life, and this is so important for you to understand, to actually give them advice, because at the same time, what you're going to say to them and what you're going to do, it's going to be literally life-changing for them, but you're not going to be able to understand straight away what to say to them. I see that first of all, you're going to be a little bit shown out of balance, but then again, within the next few days, I know that you're going to be meditating, I know that you're going to be relaxing, I know that you're going to be chilling out, and at that moment in time, without even thinking about anything, it's going to come to you exactly what do you need to say to that person to do. So when it comes to that advice, this is someone who means to you so much, so don't worry. When it comes to that advice, you do not have to rush with anything. Just take some time out, 2 or 3 days, and then go back to them and give them the advice. This advice is going to get back to you 10 times more. Oh my God, very soon this is actually going to get back to you, and you're going to be rewarded for this, and the reward that you are going to get, it's only going to put you so much closer towards this part of your life that you want to get closer towards, because you're also going to understand and realize something very, very specific about yourself, and you're going to like this so much, because what you're going to realize about yourself by giving this advice, it's also going to open up the whole new world of opportunities for you, because you're going to feel suddenly very, very strong connection to something very, very specific for the first time in your life ever. So by you giving an advice to someone, you're also going to realize something absolutely mind-blowing and remarkable about yourself, and this is the huge part of the actual spiritual reward that you're actually going to get. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, I like it so much, because there is a very important message that you are going to have, and this in itself, it's to do with your success, and success. It's to do with a victory, with a very specific part of your life that you've put so much energy towards, and I like it because it's to do with an important accomplishment, but you're also going to feel so pleased with yourself, not only when it comes to finances and having an accomplishment, but also because you were worrying. You were almost every now and then and a little bit of a depressed mode, because something just hasn't been happening for you in terms of the actual success. There were many sleepless nights that you actually had because of this particular problem, because of this particular situation. I can see like this at night, oh God, worrying so much, what's happening? happening, nothing is happening, I'm still waiting, and oh my God, I'm so worried, I'm so scared. No, baby, no. You're going to be absolutely fine, because these particular things that you were kind of worrying about that made you feel almost depressed, for such a long time now, you are actually going to have a really, really good news. And that in itself, it's going to reflect on your finances, success, accomplishment, and also, even most importantly, it's going to help you to protect you're going to be able to protect what's yours and what belongs to you. Okay, so this is important. This is important, but also you will know kind of which rules to follow. Okay, this is also rather important to mention, that you will know in the future what to do and what not to do, and which rules to follow in order to prevent this situation from happening ever again. Okay, so this is also to do with you spiritually evolving like a big mama, because there is a very, very, very interesting and very important lesson that you learn through this as well. Okay, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, like what I really like here, it's like, let me tell you this, you are actually going to be, how you're going to feel. Someone is gonna come forward, and someone is really going to surprise you here when it comes to the last week. And it's not that you're gonna be surprised with what they're gonna say to you, but you're gonna be surprised how you're gonna feel. So someone who is within your circle, someone who is in your life, it's gonna tell you something that they did, and you're just gonna like it so much. You're gonna be so inspired, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to try that. And this is gonna surprise you how strongly you're gonna feel. And that's an important moment in time. Just remember, because you are changing, you are evolving, you are growing. You have been prepared for this moment in time for a really long time, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So I'm not surprised at all how you're actually going to feel. And even more so, that in itself is clearly going to show you and indicate to you that you are about to start the process of the actual transformation. And when you start the process of transformation, that in itself means that very shortly after that moment in time, you are going to have a completely unexpected situation coming up, and an unexpected situation that is actually going to come up and that is actually going to happen. It's going to make you aware of a very important opportunity, in terms of your own development. You are absolutely not going to believe what is actually going to come out of it. A very important opportunity when it comes to your development, which is completely going to surprise you. This is all going to lead towards that. So it's all going to start with someone coming through, phoning you or calling you or coming to visit you, and that particular person is really going to inspire you. You will want to do what they did, and this is brilliant, because that in itself is going to surprise you. How come you feel such a strong connection to this? And this is going to be a clear sign, an indication that you are about to transform your life in the best possible way. And this is going to be really connected to a completely unexpected situation, which is going to come up after a couple of days after that moment in time. And that unexpected situation, it's more to do with an unexpected opportunity. So a couple of days after that moment in time, you are going to have an unexpected opportunity, which is beautifully and brilliantly going to be matching exactly what I was saying so far. In terms of that person mentioning and telling you what they did, that opportunity that I said a couple of days later is just going to come to you completely out of the blue. This is going to surprise you, but it's going to be so amazing. The way you're going to feel, it's normally, this would really kind of put you off because of the timing, but then at the same time, you need timing. You need a little bit time after this moment in time, because the timing is going to show you exactly which part of your life do you need to cut out, which part of your life is completely unnecessary at this stage. And as soon as you become aware of which part of your life it came to an end, at that moment in time, you are going to have a vision, and the vision that you are going to to have. It's going to be so much more than just a vision, how you want your life to be, but it's also, there are going to be so many elements of like spiritually, what do you want to do? What do you want to try? What do you want to start? What do you want to begin? Now suddenly you're going to come back home to your own spirituality. That's all what we are. We are spiritual beings, and the more spiritual you feel and the more spiritual things you want to explore, the more alive in this world you are. So this is, my gorgeous Scorpioni, going to be a remarkable week when it comes to you indeed. So now I'm just going to see what oracle card is going to come for you. And your oracle card, my gorgeous Scorpioni, it's going to be your oracle card for this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni. What is going to be your oracle card for the week in between the 21st and 27th of November? Oh gosh, yes, like 10 of them, my gorgeous Scorpioni, 10 of them. Wait. Oh gosh. See this? And I'll start again. Too many of them fall. So your oracle card, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is going to be, oh my Lord, you see, of course, grieving. Your oracle card is going to be grieving. Okay, this is important because you need to understand you did not get over something. So just remember the way I started the beginning of this week. Just remember that you have to accept a certain situation. This is not about grieving about a certain person, but this is to do with a certain situation in your life came to an end. And the sooner you're honest with yourself, the sooner you're going to be able to move on. And this is only highlighting what I said at the beginning of this week. Just remember that there is something that affected you over 1 year, and what affected you and put you in a mode, oh, you want to go back, you want to do this, but you moved on. You learned so much within 1 year, and now it's time to take those things that you've learned into consideration and take them on the next level. This is a very, very important indication that you need to move on from the certain part of your life, certain stage, because it's just like basically over. And also at the same time, you know, you are going to need to forgive to someone. There is someone that you're going to feel extremely angry when it comes to this week, and someone who you still have a long karma with, not just someone out of the blue, but someone whom you have a little bit of grudges from before. You need to understand, you also need to forgive this, because this is all part of the actual karma. And there you go, the last third card is the friendship. Pay attention to people in your life. Focus on people in your life. Reconnect with those people who you haven't seen in a long time, because the life is precious, the life is short. We are here like 5 minutes and then we move on. This is really important indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.